Life is but a dream. Deep divers, have you heard that expression? Life is but a dream. So if life is but a dream, that would mean like a dream is but a life. Like deep divers, literally, when you go to sleep and you dream, that's actually life. Oh, yes, it is. Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers, we are out here in the heart of nature, baby, deep divers. I'm excited to be in Jurassic Park every single day, just, woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. I'm sending you tons of good ass energy. Take that. Deep divers. 8 dream signs you should never ignore. Deep divers, forget about what's your life like. Like, what are your dreams like, deep divers? Have you been dreaming of the cat down the road lately? Have you been having really crazy ass dreams lately? And you're like, what does that mean? Like, that's so weird. You wake up in a cold sweat like, oh my gosh, did that really happen? You start touching yourself like, am I still alive? Is that you today, deep divers? Well, alas, after this video, you're gonna know exactly what that dream really meant. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? Let me do that again. Can I get a hello? Now, wonderful deep divers, let me share with you what's helped me along my journey interpret dreams. As a psychologist, as an infinite being, but also as a Pisces, okay? I'm a Pisces, deep divers. Deep divers. Pisces are the dreamers of the zodiac. And because of this, I know all about the dream world. I've had many different dreams, deep divers. And at first I'm like, what does that mean? But I started to learn how to decode dreams, how to interpret dreams. And you better get your dream journal ready, deep divers, okay? Anytime you have a dream, make sure your dream journal is on deck so you can write it down, right? Because you're going to forget it afterwards. Now, the ancients knew this, deep divers, that the dreams we are having are reflections of the life we are living. What? Slow motion this side. Say it again, Ralph. The dreams we are having are reflections of the life we are living. And in fact, in ancient Egypt, they realized that the dream world is just as real as the real world. No. They realized that the dream world is actually the real world. So did they realize that too in the Indus Valley, that the dream world is where we actually awaken to the truth of who we really are. We can float around, we can drift around, we can do a little samba, baby. This matrix we call the real world is actually the illusion. That's why they called it the Maya, which means illusion world. The dream world, and the Native Americans also said this, that in the dream world, you now awaken to the truth of everything. Look, deep divers, in your dream world, you can be Inspector Gadget. You can stretch your arms really long. You can do a cartwheel. You haven't done that in the real world lately, have you? You can do so many things you can't do in the real world. Now, There are dreams people are having. They're messaging me about. Ralph, what does this mean? The first dream sign, deep divers, oh baby, you should never ignore is jail time. That's right. You're getting locked up. That's right. They have captured you. Oh no. Right, deep divers, they captured me a lot of times in dreams. But they didn't hold me too long because I'm like, I'm out of here. You know who you're dealing with? Exactly, right? But when I used to dream, deep divers, of actually being locked up, and this is actually a very common dream, someone capturing you, right? Why was I dreaming being locked up? And why are so many people dreaming of being captured by someone? And I realized back in the day, I had a lot of fear. And what is fear but false evidence appearing real? And this feeling of being captured, being held a prisoner of war, being held captive, is actually showing you that you have a lot of fears, unresolved issues you have to take a look at when you wake up. I woke up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to celebrate freedom. It's only when you're locked up in the dream world that you're like, oh my gosh, I've been taking my freedom for granted. Slow motion this side. But there is that meaning. If you are dreaming of being held a prisoner, being held captive, there is something that you have to get off your chest because you are in a mental prison. I haven't dreamt about being captured for a while now. I've only dreamt of the cat down the road capturing me, deep divers. What's the second dream sign, deep divers, you should never ignore? This is so common. Someone is chasing you. That's right, deep divers. Someone is chasing you and you are on the run. Like, this is probably the most common dream in the world. Like, why are so many people on the run? Now, this dream meaning, there are multiple meanings, but the biggest meaning of someone chasing you, deep divers, is that there is something that you aren't willing to take a look at in your day-to-day life. A lot of people have anxiety right now on the planet. What is anxiety? Anxiety is where you want to escape from the present moment. Anxiety is the desire to escape from the present moment. And that's why a lot of people are running and being chased in their dreams, because they have anxiety in their day-to-day life. Where does anxiety come from? The feeling of inadequacy. Never feeling good enough. And when I used to dream a lot about being chased and being on the run, a fugitive, deep divers, I realized that it was because I was actually anxious in my day-to-day life. I wasn't peaceful in the environment I was in. I wasn't happy in the environment I was in. I felt I always needed to be somewhere else. And that's why a lot of people are dreaming of being chased on the run. And if you realize this, learn how to meditate, deep divers, daily. And that's what I did. And I realized that because dreams are the language of the subconscious mind. The only language your subconscious mind understands are dreams. That's the language, the true language, imagery. So if you are always dreaming about being on the run, someone chasing you, you have a subconscious belief, deep divers, that where you are right now is not safe. What? Slow motion this side. You have a subconscious belief, deep divers, that where you are right now, you aren't safe. So I had to make a choice, deep divers. Do I want to stay in the concrete jungle? Or do I want to come into nature? Can I get a hello there? And I came into nature, baby. Deep divers, what's the third dream sign you should never ignore? Falling. Deep divers, I'm falling. Somebody save me. And then you hit the ground. Has that ever happened to you? Deep divers, that happened to me. Like I'm dreaming, I'm falling like off a massive skyscraper. It's scary. I'm like, this better be that stuff that you go down like in the Matrix and then you come back up. I didn't do that. I just went, I'm like, oh my gosh, that hurt me. I'm like, am I hurt in the dream? I'm like, what's happening here, right? It was really terrifying, deep divers, right? Anytime you dream of falling, especially when you dream of hitting the ground, right? This means, deep divers, that you aren't sure of your steps. You aren't sure of your stride. In other words, it is a confidence issue. That's why we're falling. Many times when we're falling in life, it's because we're not sure of ourselves. We don't know who we really are. Also, when we are falling, we are being faced with a lot of challenges. Sometimes people are like, Ralph, I keep falling and failing and falling and failing. I can't get back up, Ralph. I can't get back up on my feet. Sometimes it seems life has become unbearable. And anytime you dream of falling from a really tall building in a dream, it's time for you to learn how to get grounded. And once you are grounded, deep divers, like I am right now, feet planted into Mother Nature, I can't fall because there's nowhere to go except the ground. I'm nearly this high from the ground, deep divers, right? Also, if you are falling, deep divers, it's a sign that your ego is about to be popped. It's a fall from grace. And this can really, we can learn more about this in our day-to-day life. Anytime when you've had a fall from grace, when it was oh so good just a week ago, deep divers, and now it's not looking so pleasant, so rosy. Things aren't going your way. You're falling, you're slipping, you can't get up. This is also just a reminder that you have to take care of yourself, because no matter how high and how mighty you think you are, I'm on top, Ralph. Deep divers, the bird that flies the highest still has to come down and drink some water. What? Slow motion this side. So if you are falling a lot in your dreams, it's time to learn how to be grounded, be less in the ego, and realize no matter what you're going through, you can make it through. You can make it through. Deep divers, what's the fourth sign? Dream sign you should never ignore. Oh, baby. Flying. If you are flying around, that means you're starting to realize that this is all made up. This matrix, this world we call real is not real. It's artificial. The dream world is real. When you are flying around, you realize that you can go anywhere you want. You want to go to Egypt, you can go there. And you can fly there in a split second. There is no time or space in the dream world. Everything is connected. Oh my gosh. Deep divers. No more limitations, no more barriers. If you are flying, it's showing you that in your day-to-day life, you are leveling up. You are going to the next level. You're starting to believe in yourself for the first time. In other words, you're living your best life, just flying into abundance. And deep divers, quite frankly, I love dreaming about flying because I'm like flying to like the most beautiful places. I'm just cruising. And it's so fun. Deep divers, what's the fifth dream sign you should never ignore? Wait a minute. We ain't even had breakfast yet. Deep divers, can somebody please get me some breakfast? Starving. If you are dreaming about starvation, somebody please feed me. You are malnourished in your day-to-day life. Many times, deep divers, when you are really thirsty in a dream, that's because you're actually really thirsty and you need to drink. Did you know, deep divers, drink some pH 10 water, that when you are thirsty, you are already dehydrated? What? Slow motion this side. So anytime you're very thirsty in a dream or really hungry, you have to take a look, 7-day vegan challenge, at your diet. Am I eating a plant-based diet? Am I drinking alkaline water, pH 9, pH 10 water? Or am I eating processed foods which are no good for me? Anytime, deep divers, you're also starving in a dream, are you wasteful? Do you waste food? Because now the tables have turned. Now you're the starving one. Now you wish you could have that food you actually threw away, right? So I've dreamt of starving before. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm never ever gonna waste any food again. I'm gonna eat everything on my plate. And I'm gonna eat every one of those grapes, deep divers, right? Anytime you dream of starvation, this is why a lot of empaths are empaths, because they have dreamt about starvation and now they can lend a thought to someone who is actually starving. You're like, oh my gosh, this is unbearable. We need to help each other get fed. Oh yes, we do. Deep divers, what's the sixth dream sign? Oh baby, you should never ignore. Wait a minute. Where did my clothes go? Naked. Oh, I've dreamt of being naked. Deep divers, you should see it. No, actually don't. I was embarrassed in the dream, deep divers. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like Adam. Pass me the leaf. No leaves. I'm just naked. Plain naked. Everybody can see me. I'll expose you, Ralph. Oh no. Right. Anytime you dream that you are naked, this means that in your day-to-day life, you have this fear of being exposed. You have this fear of being embarrassed. And when I used to dream of being naked, I would always feel like really uncomfortable when I would wake up like, oh my gosh, everybody saw me, right? And I realized it was because I was afraid to be vulnerable. Deep divers, vulnerability is a superpower. Slow motion this side. Now when I dream of being naked, I'm actually smiling. I'm like, hey, even the cat down the road can see me naked. I have no problem with that, right? Because I know who I am. I love me. I love my body. And if you don't like it, deal with it. Deep divers. A lot of people are afraid to be exposed. But just like B Rabbit in 8 Mile, if you say everything so-called bad about yourself, nobody can use it against you. Slow motion this side. I am a bum. I do live in a trailer with my mom. Yeah, exactly, deep divers, right? So anytime you dream of being naked, realize this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for you to learn how to be vulnerable, for you to learn how to surrender, for you to learn how to expose yourself and stop hiding so many secrets. Deep divers, what's the 7th dream sign you should never ignore? The affair. Ralph, what? Like, I dreamt of my best friend. Really? Cool. What else did you dream of? And then I dreamt of my boyfriend's best friend and we were making out. Oh my gosh. How was it? It was the best I've ever had, Ralph. Oh my gosh. If you dream, deep divers, of making love to someone that isn't the person you're with in a relationship, this is very common. This is the affair dream, okay? A lot of people have desires. A lot of people have fantasies, and it all comes out in the dream world because the dream world is actually the real world. You can't hide from the truth of how you really feel. You see, in the normal day-to-day life, you're like, no, I don't like them. But when you go to sleep, oh my gosh, you feel them wrapped around you. You're like, oh my gosh. And then your partner's like, hey, I'm over here, right? Anytime, deep divers, you are dreaming of making love to someone else or being with someone else who is not your boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband, this means that you have to learn how to communicate your real feelings to that person you're with in a relationship right now. You have to learn how to be honest. You have to ask yourself, am I in the right relationship? Why am I dreaming of someone else? Why am I dreaming of being with someone else? Because, deep divers, you have a desire to be with them. And you have to, don't brush it under the rug. Face it, to say, why do I feel this way? I feel this way because I've been suppressing my emotions. And anytime you have this affair, dream, it's time for you to say, hey, let me talk to my partner, the person I'm with right now, and say, let's have a talk about how we both feel about each other. Are we in the right relationship? I may be better with someone else. You may be better with someone else, right? So don't brush the affair dream under the rug because it's showing you that you have hidden feelings for the cat down the road, for somebody else. Deep divers, what is the 8th? Oh, baby, dream sign you should never ignore. It is this: the end of the world, the apocalypse. Did you know, deep divers? Apocalypse actually means a lifting of the veil. The apocalypse means, deep divers, everything, the hidden, is coming to light. Did you know, deep divers, if you are dreaming about the end of the world, you're like, oh my gosh, the world is about to end, like constantly reoccurring dreams of planet Earth burning down. That's because it is. That's because this matrix world is disintegrating. This matrix world is finished. We are entering a whole new age, the age of Aquarius. That's why so many people's third eye is open. Can I get a hello? Beautiful deep divers. Beautiful deep divers. I meet a lot of people who dream of the end of the world. And that used to be me. Like, oh my gosh, Armageddon. Like fireballs coming down, earthquakes, tsunamis. And I'm like, it doesn't seem too much different from real life, right? But I realized it was because I was dying. I was literally dying in the metaphorical sense, right? To this matrix world. I was unplugging from it. And I was entering a whole new world. So if you are dreaming about the end of the world, it only means you are entering a whole new world. Deep divers, and that's why we're just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? There. Beautiful deep divers. We're just, woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Shout out to everybody, deep divers, who's been rocking the amazing good ass prana shirts at ralphsmart.com/close. Got a question for me, deep divers? Add me on Instagram at Infinite Waters. And the model search is on. If you are a sexy ass model, woo, with a lot of heart, DM me on Instagram at Infinite Waters. Check out the new book, Deep Divers. For more information like this, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon. Deep Divers, your dreams are real. Pay attention to them. Pay attention to them, deep divers. They will help you out. Peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace. You! The dream world is a real world, and the real world is the dream world. Peace.